Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to KORAH Collegiate for the senior girls matchup here between the KORAH Colts and the St. Mary's Knights. Both of these teams were successful in week number 1 with the Knights defeating the Superior Heights Steelhawks and the Colts beating the White Pines Wolverines. And Ashton, these are going to be the top 2 teams in the senior loop this year. And we talked about in the junior game a little bit about KORAH's big 3 of Delaney Elliott, Michaela Tremblay, and Mia Lumaranta. And unfortunately, talking to Coach Westhill of the Colts junior team, Mia rolled her ankle in practice last night, so she's going to be unavailable for today's game. And I know, firsthand what a great defender she is, the intensity she brings to the Colts. She's a leader on both sides of the floor, so certainly a big loss for the Colts, and it's going to be tough for them to overcome that, but we'll see what adjustments they make, and it's kind of a next man up, or next woman up mentality, and that next girl is going to be Viviana Merlino, so she's going to be starting here for the Colts. And for the Knights, it's a well-balanced attack led by number 15, Peyton Magley. She's one of the best, if not the best, basketball player in the senior loop, so she's looking to have a great season and a great game here today. And also Edgar and Zachary and McKnight are certainly going to have a say in this one. And you can't talk St. Mary's basketball without talking about Abigail Jaremko. She was number 31 last year in the junior loop. She was a sharpshooter and just a fantastic athlete, great defender as well. So the Knights are certainly extremely deep, Ashton, and expecting a good game here, but it's certainly going to be tougher on the Colts without one of their leaders.
Yeah, I was just looking at it there, and one of the keys here for KORAH might be, I'm not quite sure what pace they play at, but slowing this pace down here with only 4 available off the bench here. That could be huge in the second half if this is a little bit of a slug 'em out defensive game. So we'll see if they try and slow this pace down to even this game up.
Yeah, that's a great point, because also Addie Tremblay rolled her ankle, another girl rolled her ankle, so just bad timing here for the Colts as far as injuries go. But Maddie Peltier starting for the Colts. She's going to have an impact. She's a great defender for the yellow and white. Also starting for the Colts, Delaney Elliott, Michaela Tremblay, and Elizabeth Burrows. Now, Elizabeth is another huge part. I mean, if you want to talk about maybe the big 4 for the Colts, she's got to do a great job on the glass for them. She's got to have some confidence to put the ball back up and be successful there. And certainly going to be a good matchup between her and Emily Edgar. Edgar was a role player last year for the senior Knights, but this year she's going to have a much expanded role for them, and she's going to be expected to contribute on both sides of the floor. And there's Zachary, block shot. Shot is blocked there by Delaney Elliott, but there's the quick hands of Peyton Magley. Swings over to Ella Zachary. She can shoot the 3. And she's just level off the mark. A nice offensive rebound by Edgar. Back out to Magley. Her shot is up and off the mark. A nice rebound there by Michaela Tremblay. And they're going to need a lot of that from number 33 for the Colts.
That was a good aggressive rebound by her there.
Yeah, she's just a fantastic player, a multi-sported athlete. She's plays in a lot of the Ontario Indigenous games for volleyball and other sports. So she's just a well-rounded athlete. Is number 33, Michaela Tremblay. And she'll have a sideline out of bounds play here. Looking just to get it into Delaney, and Viviana flashes, and nice defensive job there by number 12 for the Knights. Abby McKnight with the steal and the finish. She's not going to miss from there, and it's 2-0 Knights. Elliott now. A little bit of a press here by the Knights. We'll see if that continues.
She's got a little bit of a bail out there. She might want to keep her head up and find her players on the wing. Did not get caught there. And this number 12 for St. Mary's here seems very aggressive on the ball defense.
Yeah, Abby McKnight's a fantastic athlete, one of the city's best soccer players as well, and they got to do a better job cleaning up these inbounds plays. You're going to want to set a screen and get somebody open, because they're not beating their defender one-on-one. And here's a little half-court trap.
Wow.
And there's Magley. So hard to tell when it's an out of bounds what they're trying to run, whether it's a 1-3-1 half-court trap or not, but we're certainly going to find out as the game moves on. And Certainly, if you're going to be up against a 1-3-1, you got to run a 2-1-2 breaker against it, and we'll see what they have. But it looks like the Colts have realized that the Knights are putting some pressure on them, and they're going to have an answer here very shortly. But a nice timeout here by Coach Williams to get his girls settled.
Yeah, they was going to say on that. They were breaking it. They had that girl available here on the sideline, but they didn't get the ball to her quick enough, and then the girl in the middle ended up getting it stripped away from her. We'll see if KORAH comes out and makes that adjustment here quickly. Early in the first quarter, it's just 2-0.
Well, we'll take this opportunity to thank one of the main sponsors here for junior and senior girls basketball, and that's Elite 8 Basketball Academy. Very proud to be sponsoring the high school athletes here, and they certainly have coached a number of these athletes, and we'll talk about it as the game moves on. But the Elite 8 Basketball Academy trains girls and boys aged SK all the way to senior varsity, and currently the academy is running numerous programs. They're running the junior MBA program, which is a fantastic program for grades 1 to 6. There's currently some availability in that program. So if you have a youngster that wants to participate in Canada's best youth program, certainly check it out at elite8basketball.com and click registrations, and all the information will be there under junior MBA. And Ashton will talk more about some of the other programs Elite 8 is running, but certainly a good time out here by Coach Williams to try to settle his team down, and we'll see how they respond.
That's a little aggressive there from that. I was going to say that has to be a foul. Yeah, like the aggression, but it's got to be a little more clean.
Yeah, you're not playing football out here, Abby. We're playing basketball, and the aggressiveness is certainly appreciated, not just by myself, but Coach Zagordo as well. And if you're going to be dominant, you got to play physical, and so far the Knights have shown to be the more physical team so far.
I think this is just a man. I don't really know if it's a press. It looks just like it might be a full court man here.
Yeah, we'll see.
Cleared out, but it's the third turnover from the inbound too. They're gonna have to clean up those inbounds plays if they want to stay in this game.
Yeah, you certainly got to sprint to the ball, and certainly take advantage of your size, because these Knights are certainly very quick and aggressive, and if you're not going to meet that intensity, it's going to be a long game. And here's Delaney Elliott now up top for the Colts. She's looking to get rid of the pesky Abigail Jaremko, and she gets it to Viviana, who tries to get the pass inside, and there's Abby again. It looks like maybe
that's 2 quick fouls on number 12. I don't know if they're going to.
Yeah, Abby's got to be a little bit more careful there. They're going to call that. You can't go through the player on defense, and they need Abby to stay in the game. So she is a smart player. I'm sure Coach Zagordo has confidence with her being in the game with 2 fouls, but you certainly don't want your third early here in the fourth. And there's just a giveaway there by Maddie Pelche. And St. Mary's Knights, are very disciplined on defense, and so you have to be careful with your passes. You certainly can't telegraph your pass. If you do, it's going to get stolen. And so KORAH's got to do a better job with their passing, and the Knights so far doing a great job defensively.
KORAH looks to be picking them up at full court as well in man here.
Yeah, a little tit for tat on the defensive side for KORAH as well, and now the pass to Delaney Elliott gets it to Michaela. And you're right, Ashton, it's just a full court man-to-man, and putting some pressure on the ball carriers, bringing it up, and that does, the pressure does a few things, Ashton. One, it kind of takes you out of your half-court rhythm. It certainly takes time off the shot clock, which then reduces your opportunities on the offensive side of the board, and certainly creates turnovers if you're not a good passing team. So I think St. Mary's is trying to figure out, how good can KORAH pass the basketball and handle pressure, and so far St. Mary's has had their will on the defensive end. Now Edgar Bagley. She shoots it from the free throw line. It's just a little bit off the mark. A nice rebound there by Delaney Elliott. And the Colts are going to have to do that, one and done on the defensive side. And a good rebound there by Elliott. Now it's Merlino to Elliott. She calls out the play. She's got Jaremko on her, and Jaremko can't contain her. And a nice look at the rim for Elliott, but Elliott can't finish. And back comes the Knights. And it's Jaremko now. Go ahead, Coach.
I was like, no ball movement there on the KORAH offense. Just allowed the St. Mary's defenders to stand under the basket ready for that shot. if you're just, it looked like they were sitting in a 1-4 low. So I don't know if there was supposed to be a set off that. And that foul was on. I didn't see the foul number.
Tremblay does a nice job taking away middle on that inbounds play. Magley with the DHO to Zachary, and Zachary just goes front rim, and again, rebounded nicely by the Colts. And good job there by Delaney to give her a screen there to help alleviate some of that pressure. And now she's got to attack the advantage. She does, and it's good. Elliott for 2. You know, Ashton, offense is just all about finding those advantages, and once you find an advantage, whether it's positional, 2-on-1, numerical, whether it's, you know, a size advantage or an athletic advantage, as soon as you find that advantage, you want to keep the ball moving until you get a good shot. And sorry, Elliott did a great job on that last possession of, you know, taking advantage of the overzealous defender, having that positional advantage. She took a quick shot and made it, and that's what the Colts are going to have to do. When you have those advantages against this tough St. Mary's defense, you're going to have to take advantage of that and score points. And so far, it's been a great defensive game on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, it's been a high intense game here. Early, low scoring and a lot of intensity on defense. A lot of physicality too from a girls' high school basketball game. This is a lot more physicality than I think I'm used to seeing from when I used to watch it back in the day.
Well, there you go, more physicality there.
Yeah.
And you mentioned it, and right on cue, there's Michaela Tremblay. And I mean, you talk about intensity coaching, and we're talking about a game that's not being played with Mia Lumaranta on the floor. And there is nobody, and I mean nobody, that comes with more intensity and more fire than Mia. So this is an intense game without her, and so you know that this is going to be the type of basketball that's going to be played all year between these two teams. And as an offensive guy, you know, you'd like to see more points on the floor, but I also love the defensive end and the intensity that these girls are coming with. So certainly not the blowouts that maybe happened earlier in the first game of the season. These two teams are coming with the heat on defense.
Yeah, and with KORAH sitting here, one foul from the bonus. If I'm St. Mary's, I'm going to look to attack the basket, maybe get to the line and get a couple of free throws here to maybe put some points on the board right now.
I think that's 32 for the Colts coming into the ball game, and that's Alexis Olar. And so she comes into the game for the Knights. Also, Katie McFarland is also into the game for the Colts. Substitutions for the Knights as well. Number 30, Martina Pucci into the ball game. A fantastic athlete in her own right, a fantastic soccer player as well. And now Pucci at the top. She looks to kick it to Jaremko. Gets to Edgar. Some good ball movement here by the Knights, but a nice job on defense, not making anything easy, and it's forced up there by Jaremko, and it's no good. And the Colts come back, and it's McFarland now trying to get past the pressure. And nice little screen there by Michaela.
And that was a good challenge there by the defender on that, and then a good job closing out that.
Yeah, it's a tough way to take a foul, Ashton, and that's the thing. Like, you got to keep moving your feet. The Colts come aggressively, and Jaremko tries to slide in to take the charge, but she's just a little bit late, and these girls are going to have some bumps and bruises.
Trombley is not afraid to throw that size around. No, she is aggressive.
No, she just very intense and just a fantastic athlete. And Jaremko's not going to back down, but there's going to be some sore girls at the end of this ball game with the physicality. And this has been a great to watch, and a nice job there on the hit ahead in transition to Magley. She gets it back, but again, nice defense there by Olar. She cuts off the drive from the 45. There's a pump fake drive by Jaremko. Nice little dish inside, and Edgar's got to make that. And a good opportunity there for the Knights, and Edgar just can't get it to fall, and back comes McFarland. And with just 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter, it's a 2-2 ball game. And
in a game this close, and this tense, those are the shots you're gonna have to make here if you want to win this game at the end. So,
well, absolutely.
Ooh.
It certainly becomes more important when a game is close. But there's Magley. She's not going to miss there very often, but she can't get it to fall. And Here she is. She attacks the kill zone. Early kick out there to Pucci. Pucci swings it over to number 24, who gets it to Jaremko. And Ayla Mazuka gets it to Jaremko, and she can't get her shot to fall. And you know, when you play tough defense like this, Ashton, and you get those opportunities, it's like a quarterback dropping back and feeling the pressure when the pressure's not there, right? They see ghosts, and I think because this team, both teams are playing with such pressure on defense, when you get open shots, you're kind of a little bit out of rhythm. And Jaremko is such a great shooter from the outside, and I think she felt a little bit of pressure that wasn't there, and her shot was just a little bit off the mark. But that's what tough defense will do to players, and it's happening on both sides of the floor.
It's another nice defensive play. Yeah, I agree with you. Little rushed on that shot. That's all that was. But the defense in this first quarter has been pretty wild from both teams here.
Yeah, it's
been pretty wild.
We're loving it. We came here for a basketball game. We're watching rugby out here, and it's been great to watch.
Now the same thing for KORAH too. With a minute 35 here, if they can get to the basket, you just get a couple free throws here. Both teams are going to be in the bonus.
There's Olar now with the ball. She's being defended by Edgar. Elliott swings it to McFarland. She's a sharp shooter from the outside. Molina now looks to get it down low to Burrows. Burrows, that's what you need to do. She can't get the N1 to fall. But, I mean, if the Colts are going to be successful, they got to get it down low to Burrows. Burrows does a nice job seeing middle. She drives middle, outside, inside finish, but she just couldn't get it to fall with the left hand. But a great job by Burrows, and something that they're going to need to do consistently in order to be successful. And nice job. You know what? It just might be that there's lids on these rims here, Ashton. I don't know. Maybe that one certainly looked good, and it didn't fall. So maybe they got to take the lids off these baskets. And there's a nice offensive rebound by Delaney. She swings it back out to Merlino. Shot is up. Ooh. It's off the mark. A little strong. Again, nice rebound. Gets it back out to McFarland. We got a new 30-second shot clock here.
Looking to settle it down and run a set. Maybe,
yeah, they want a little UCLA ball screen action there, and a nice kick out to Elliott. And again, she is a sharp shooter from the outside. Certainly seen her make numerous threes in her playing days. So again, just a little bit rushed, a little bit off the mark, and this defensive pressure is certainly affecting the shooters here in today's ball game. Quick hands there by Delaney Elliott, knocking out of bounds. She apologizes to Magley, not sure why. And it will be St. Mary's on a baseline out of bounds under their own basket. So we'll see what both sides have here. We got a little line formation at the elbow. A pop out for Mags, and she swings it over to Pucci. She's being defended by McFarland. It's Pucci now. Cindy Withers into the ball game for the Knights. She kicks it out to Magley, whose shot is just a little long. Pucci with a nice rebound. Back to Withers. Withers now swings it to Edgar. She can't find it. And Burrows to Elliott. And now they hit ahead now to Merlino, but it's just off the mark. And back come the Knights. It's Withers. Nice pass out to Magley. Her shot is just off the mark, and with 4 seconds left to go, will she get it off? She does. And it's in!
Hit the buzzer.
Sydney Withers with the buzzer beater.
Offensive rebounds lead to open threes.
And you said it, Coach, when you can get those offensive boards and a quick swing out. Listen, when you get offensive rebounds, you want to look to do three things, right? First, it's go back up with it. We call it shacking it. Get the ball, go back up. The second one is hit the second cutter from the 45 on the opposite side of the ball. And the third one is out for a three. And when you got 4 seconds left, you don't got time for the other two. So kick it out for the three. And Withers calls glass and makes it. And what a great way to end it. A very tough first quarter on the defensive side for both teams. So be able to end it on an offensive note is a perfect way to end such a defensive first quarter.
Yeah, if you're both coaches here, you got to be happy with your defensive performances on both sides of the ball here. Like we said, physical, aggressive defense on both sides of the ball knocked both offenses out of rhythm. But that one offensive rebound that kicked back out to three looks to be, it's the difference here in the first quarter. So if you're, I guess you just tell your team to look for some offensive rhythm here. That's about what you can do, because defensively, there's not much more you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you want to do is get some more ball screens in your offense, whether it's really relieving pressure while you're bringing up the ball, just some little drag screens to open up some space there. And then you certainly want to, attack those advantages when you get them and keep that ball moving quickly until you get a good shot. And so far, yeah, great job. And, as a father of 3 girls, I certainly appreciate the grittiness and the aggressiveness of these girls. And it's certainly something that I preach with my daughters, is to be aggressive and work hard. And certainly they're doing the same thing here. And it's been a joy to watch, and we know it's going to continue. And I'm loving the feistiness of this group of girls, and they came to play.
St. Mary's like scoring at the end of the first half of football, getting the ball to start the second quarter here after making it.
So Withers stays on the floor, so it's going to be McKnight, Withers, Pucci, Magley, and number 24, Ayla Mazuka for the Knights. It's going to be Merlino, Tremblay, McFarland, Burrows, and Elliott for the Colts. And McFarland now, she has it for the Colts. She swings it over to Delaney Elliott. Elliott looking for, again, a little UCLA screen there for the Colts. She swings it over to Merlino. Swings it over to McFarland now. She looks for the cutter. And now there she is again. Same move, other side. She can't get it to fall. And it'll.
That's a tough one if you're Tremblay.
It is a tough foul, Coach. You don't want to be fouling 90 feet from the basket, especially when you're such a key player like Tremblay. So she's got to be a little less aggressive when she knows she's not going to get the board. But again, smart enough to play with fouls, so she's not going to go anywhere. Withers now swings it over to Pucci. Magley to Withers. She gets it inside McKnight. McKnight goes up strong, but she's defended nicely by Michaela Tremblay, and back come the Colts. Elliott now looks to drive the 45, defense nicely by Pucci. She's looking to get it inside again, but got a little careless with the ball, and Pucci with a double dribble, so the Colts will have it back. And man, if I'm the Colts, I mean, you've got such a size advantage against those girls. I'm just dropping Delaney Elliott into the post and letting her go to work. I mean, she's being defended by Pucci, who obviously is a nice defender, but I'm just dropping her in and taking advantage of the size there. And there's Michaela with a shot, and out come a nice defensive rebound there by Mazuka, and back come the Knights, and it's Withers.
Also, if you're KORAH, when you're on offense, if you set a screen up, see how they defend the screen. Maybe you can get a mismatch down low, too, with one of your bigger girls setting a screen, right?
Yeah.
And get a guard pinned underneath the basket. Get a couple easy baskets that way. See how they defend it. Because you're bigger than St. Mary's, but you don't seem to be trying to get that deep to the block. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, Delaney's been the point guard on this team for a couple years now, and I love her in that position. But again, I'm working on post entry every day and taking advantage of her size, because as someone who's guarding the point guard, if you're Delaney Elliott and you're playing post entry every practice, you know who's not defending post entry every practice? The St. Mary's defender, who's playing point. Who usually guards the point guard. So I'm just dropping her in there and letting her go to work with 3 or 4 post moves and see what happens. And like you said, see how they defend. See how they defend the pick and roll or defend on-ball screens, and if they're doing a lot of switching, you're going to have that advantage right away. And here's Abby McKnight going to work down low, and again, much improved player in 1 year, and Abby McKnight is going to be leaned upon a lot to score, and score she does. And now the Knights are opening up to a 5-point lead
if you're
early
KORAH,
in the second.
Sorry, if you're KORAH here, you just clear out. Just clear out. Allow the guard to get the ball here. You're struggling. There you go.
That's the screen you want to set, and you can't turn the ball over there. And again, that's what pressure does to you. So you gotta clear out, let her have some space and have some confidence. But again, the Knights are finding out early that their pressure can get to the Colts, and here comes McFarland. Again, you got a couple of grade 11s on the floor right now for the Colts, and 21 makes her entry into the ball game. Oh, sorry, that's 21 Burrows. So you do have some young players on the floor. There he is. There it is. That's the look you want. Burrows with 3 good looks. She's made 1, and she's close to making the other 2. And I just keep going back inside the Burrows to find the Colts. Ella Zachary with a nice under the basket move.
That was a really good transition offense there.
It was. And Ella makes no mistake from down low, a little reverse on the other side of the rim, and the Knights now opening up a 7-point lead, and there's an opportunity transition for the Colts. The shot is just off the mark from Maddie Pelche, and stepping out of bounds was Mizuka, so it'll be a bob play for the Colts. And the Colts can't be disappointed in the shots that they're getting. They're just not falling, and if a couple of those fall, we're talking about a 2-point ball game, but unfortunately it's rimming out every time, and the Knights have done a nice job opening up a 7-point lead. Merlino now being defended by Jaremko. Elliott swings it over to Mizuka, to Tremblay, and now Merlino with the shot, and it's off the mark. And back comes Jaremko in fast break. She's got wheels. Swings it back around. Nice job getting it back out for the open shot. And Withers is just off the mark and rebounded nicely by Merlino. Now Merlino. Back to Elliott being guarded by Jaremko. Swings it to Pelche. Michaela wants the ball. She swings it over to the other side. There it is. There's the look you're looking for. You got to get it to Delaney down low, and she's just off the mark. And again, KORAH getting their looks. They got to finish. And it's Zachary swinging it to Withers. Withers now having a nice game, taking care of the basketball, swinging it back over. Nice job by Zachary keeping it in bounds, giving her team an opportunity with 5 seconds left to go on the shot clock. It's going to be a turnover, and it's going to be KORAH basketball. And Coach Gordo has some encouraging words there for Abby McKnight. And Molly Watson checking into the game, also number 32 for the Colts. Alexis Olar into the ball game. So, the Colts are getting the looks they're looking for down low. They got to make them, and to keep this game close before St. Mary's runs away with it. And Elliott getting the inbounds, kicking it over to Michaela Tremblay now. She gets it over half, and the opportunity there. Molly swings it. That's where you got to go. You got to make it. Back up. There we go. Listen, if I'm Coach Williams, I'm just spending the rest of the year just working on low post moves and giving these girls opportunities to polish up the craft down low, because one, I'd be doing post entry every time down the floor, collapse the defense, look to go inside out, and run some Laker cuts, maybe some backdoor cuts on the second cut. But also just on the offensive rebounding. I mean, these girls are going to get a ton of offensive rebounding opportunities, and it's just got to be instinctive just to go back up with it.
Yeah, she's so much bigger than, like, she's got to, like, you got to get her down low and use that size. And then number 12, it goes. But their tough defense, she has 2 fouls on her. You can, and she's defending her, get her under the basket, force her to foul you, and if not, just take the layups is where it'd be tight. Which they did that play. Which see if they continue to do that.
No, and that's a great point, Ashton. I mean, when you have a player that's as impactful as Abby McKnight, who with 2 quick fouls, I mean, I'd be going underneath every single time down the floor. I mean, you want to get her out, get her 3rd foul. As much as I love Abby, that would be the strategy, is to get her out of the game, and you just keep going down low until she gets her 3rd. And let's see if they look to do that here. And Ella misses her first one, and again, confident that she'll make the adjustments and make the second. And she's certainly a competent free throw shooter, and she does just that. So that the Knights now back to a 7-point lead with 3:30 left to go in the second quarter.
Once again, it just appears to be a man here. I would just be clearing out your best ball dribbler and give them the space. Yeah,
you can't be.
It's a blind pass.
You can't just be throwing that ball away. And Nice job by the Knights. Take advantage, get a nice look, just off the mark. And nice rebound there by Magley, and knocked out of bounds there by Delaney Elliott. And yeah, I mean, to your point, Coach, I mean, I've just run two-man action, get the ball into Delaney's hands, and then just clear out and let her go to work. But I mean, the Knights are very quick. They're using their speed and their athleticism in that full court pressure, and the Knights are going, or the Colts are going to have to find an answer there to find the matchup they like the most and just clear out for her. Here we go again.
Like right here, this screen just feels like the screen to me just feels unnecessary. You just gotta. There you go.
They're just switching, and you know that's twice now. Molly's turned the ball over on.
That's about the 6th inbound turnover already from KORAH. And in a close game, it's tough to win if you're going to turn it over 6 times from the inbound. And a timeout taken by. Not sure.
Yeah, I think it's a timeout taken there by the Colts. And to your point, I mean, you know, Molly's got to make some better decisions, obviously, on the inbound pass. But you know, you just want to find the best matchup, clear out for her, and just let her go to work. And if you want to set, you know, have the girl at midcourt come and set a ball screen for Delaney to kind of alleviate some of that pressure from Duranko, just to get the ball over half and give them an opportunity to go to work. But again, you know, pressure does a lot of things, and especially early in the season. I'll say it again, you know, the Knights start their season early with their, I'm sure they get all 10 of their allowed practices in before the season starts. They tend to be more in mid-season form by the time the season starts. And both of these teams are heading to Aurelia this weekend. I think they did this last year, and they both ended up in the championship game. And I think they're looking for an opportunity to do the same thing again this year. So good luck to both senior girls teams who are heading to Aurelia for a tournament. And if they go there, Ashton, with this kind of defensive intensity, they're going to be giving some teams in Southern Ontario some problems for sure. .24 for the Colts.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Ayla Mazuka is out there, and I think I might have mistakenly said she was on St. Mary's earlier. Maybe not, but she's into the ball game there for the Colts. And you know, with the short bench, Coach, you know, like you said, it's this could certainly wear them down, this pressure, and it's certainly been tough sledding for them to get the ball in the basket, but the Knights doing a great job on defense. And here we go with Ella Zachary. Apparently she doesn't like the first free throw, but she certainly likes the second. Ooh. Oh, that was just, again, off the mark.
Tough. Lane violation, yeah.
So it's going to be Colts basketball. And
this one here, even with a 10-3, KORAH's already missed 4 free throws, too. I mean, I think Mary's has missed 4 as well. So those might prove a little.
They could also run an open press break where the girls are basically on a string and have these girls come hard to the one side. It pulls the other girl from the far sideline over, just to get some better angles on their passes and get girls moving. A lot of times the girls are just kind of sitting still here, and now now there we go. That's the screen you're looking for to alleviate some pressure. But again, just turning the ball over, and now taking out that frustration now. And Delaney knows better, but she's going to show her frustration on that turnover and pick up a foul on her own.
And that's just her first, but Mary's now is 1 foul away from shooting 2 for the rest of the quarter.
Nice pass there by Dremko. Kicks it out to Magley, just off the mark, and it's going to be KORAH basketball going the other way. And
KORAH bringing in another ball handler.
yeah, so McFarland's probably going to be asked to bring the ball up. She's going to have Zachary on her, so we got a veteran against the grade 11 And we'll see what happens. Just another useless turnover. And they got to find somebody who can bring the ball in out of the basket. And I'll tell you what, it's a nice job in the N1 there for Zachary. Just a great job on the steal and the inbounds. But I'm going to have Delaney Elliott inbounding the ball and then just giving it back to her on a nice cut, or Katie McFarland, because right now the people they have inbounding the ball are just making some mistakes here. And you can't just keep turning the ball over on the inbounds and expect to be successful. So I'd be mixing it up certainly on that part of it. But there's a nice give and go there from Burrows to Elliott for 2.
And maybe a couple more times that might relieve some of that pressure from Mary's as well.
Nice block
to
there
score
by
early
Burrows.
on it.
Absolutely, coach. And just a great job there by Burrows to get back. And there's some great defense by Zachary on McFarland and creates another turnover. And turnovers have been the story here early for the St. Mary's Knights defense, and equally the story for the Colts offense. So certainly they'll look to clean that up there in the second half chat. Give them some solutions to alleviate some of this pressure. Dremko now, nice pass in there to McKnight. Rebounded nicely by Edgar, and she puts it in for her first 2 of the ball game. 14-5 Knights. Over the top there. Now you got to take advantage. There it is.
Just out of reach.
Yeah, just out of the reach. But I'd be driving it herself. So if I'm Delaney, I'm just driving the 45 there and looking to find something. But she tried to get there with the pass just out of the reach of McFarland, and back come the Knights. Dremko now. She gets down low to McKnight. McKnight's up. Shot is up just off the mark and rebounded nicely by Mizuka. And there it is. There's the advantage. Can they take advantage of that? Swung it to McFarland.
Swing one more time.
There it is. Mizuka now back out to Elliott. That's the shot she wants. That's the shot she gets just off the mark. Magley now looking to hit ahead to Zachary. She goes baseline. She gets bumped on the baseline. Kicks it out to Magley. Back to Zachary. They look to run a little UCLA. No. Nice defense there by McFarland. And there's the defense there. Now can she go all the way with it? Nice job there. No.
Nice backside rebound. Got it.
Yeah, so it's just finishing at the rim there has been the Achilles heel for the Colts. So many opportunities underneath the basket and just not able to finish. And you're not going to win a lot of basketball games if you can't finish on the putback. So certainly something to address for the Colts moving forward. And with 52.5 seconds left to go in the first half, it's 14-5 for the Knights.
And that's number 3 on Abigail Jaremko there. It is late in the first half, but 3's pretty big to start the third quarter with for fouls.
Yeah, certainly.
And if you're KORAH's coach here, you tell your girls, you keep fighting on defense. Hopefully, eventually your shots just start falling. And so you just tell them, if we clean up our inbound plays, this game is probably 5-4.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, there's certainly some positives to take out of it. They are getting some decent looks down low, and a couple more of those fall, and we're talking about a much closer ball game. But you know, this is the first time the Colts have faced a defense like this, right? I mean, again, we talked about it in the junior game. I mean, you know, you're facing a 2-3 defense in the junior loop, but you don't play a team like that in practice, right? Your second string's not going to give you the look that's going to be realistic when you play the team. And same thing in practice. You know, I'm sure the Colts weren't expecting this type of a pressure from the Knights. They'll have an opportunity to work on that as the season goes on, and they're certainly going to have to find ways to beat this pressure defense from the St. Mary's Knights. And the Knights are always well coached by Coach Zagordo and company, so you know what you're going to get when it comes to the Knights defensively, and you got to come with that same intensity on offense. And nice job again here by the defense. And
it's another inbound turnover that just, it hurts.
Yeah, they got another jump ball situation, so Colts will have another shot at it. But again, you're looking to go 2-3 zone out of bounds. So you certainly have opportunities, and there's the sleeper to Viviano Merlino, and she's got an opportunity, and she doesn't miss that one, and nice job by Merlino on the inbounds play, attacking baseline, and nice little floater for the finish. Nice pass there by Magley. Edgar for 2 more, and it's back to 9 for the Knights. Elliott now. Got to look to Tremblay inside. You know she wants it. You got to get it in. There it is. Nice little screen action, high-low.
Right there you go.
Down to Elliott. That's what you want. Again, she just can't get it to fall. And a nice pass there by Tremblay inside on the screen. Off-ball screen to Elliott, and she just can't get it to fall. Big stop here. You know, down by 9. You know, that's not a terrible spot to be for the Colts. You certainly don't want to give them more momentum as we go here. And there's a shot by Jaremko. And
another
that
late.
was Carrillo. Sorry, that was...
Another late quarter 3 from St. Mary's to open it up to a 12-point lead going into half.
That was Chloe Carrillo. Boom. At the buzzer. And what a nice shot. And again, when you look at these St. Mary's shooters, you know, girls like Jaremko and Carrillo and Zachary, you know, you can't let them open for 3, and that's just a dagger at the end of the half, giving up that 3-point shot. And you give her an open shot from there, she's not going to miss too many. And now instead of a 9-point lead, it's now a 12, and just a great job by St. Mary's defense. KORAH is going to have to finish on the offensive end in the second half, and that is the end of the first half. My name is Ryan Lynch, and I'm here with Ashton Young, Jay Hauslander in studio, and Chris Carr, superstar, on the camera. We'll be back in 15 minutes for second half action. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back here for second half action here at KORAH Collegiate, St. Mary's Knights and the KORAH Colts. And St. Mary's will start with the ball here in the second half, up by 12 points. Big three-pointer by Carrillo at the buzzer gave the Knights their 12-point lead. And Ashton, if you're Coach Barrett Williams of the KORAH Colts, what are you telling the girls at halftime?
I'm telling my girls, hey, we're only down 12. We've turned the ball over here about 7-8 times out of bounds, which has led to about 8 to 10 of St. Mary's points. So, I mean, we clean that up, and we're either winning or we're right in this game, and we get a couple shots to fall on offense, maybe get some offensive flow working here, get the ball up a little bit cleaner. That's about all you say. You just got to clean it up. They're right there. They're just, it's been a little sloppy on both ends.
Now the Knights starting the second half here in the 2-3 zone, and outside look there from the Colts is off the mark, and here's Zachary now being guarded by Merlino. Jaremko guarded by Maddie Pelche, and here's Abby McKnight looking down low, and nice job there by Burrows to knock the ball loose, and now here come the Colts, and it's Elliott being guarded there. There it is. That's the look you're looking for in the 2-3 zone. You want to hit it to the nail. She had her opportunity, and a nice offensive rebound opportunity there, and couldn't tell who the ball went out of bounds.
I believe KORAH's maintaining possession.
They are. So here comes a baseline out of bounds play. Michaela Trombley to inbounds the ball, and
let's see if they figured anything out here. It looks a little bit, there's no pressure on the ball.
So the Knights coming out in the 2-3 zone. And a nice return pass, but she wasn't expecting it, and there's another turnover there for the Colts, and Michaela does a nice job not fouling. And here come the Colts now with their man-to-man pressure. It's Carrillo to Jaremko. Jaremko now. Oh, nice
good
job there
by KORAH.
Really good job there by Delaney to steal the ball there, and now little numbers advantage, and the shot goes up. Rebounded nicely there by Burrows, and it's going to be a jump ball situation, but you know, I like the early action there from the Colts. Burrows gets a good shot off, just a little strong, and nice offensive rebound results in a jump ball situation, and so far some good intensity here to start the second half by both teams. There it is, nice
Let's see,
kick out.
yeah.
Get right back, oh yeah, get right back to her. There it is. There it is. That's what you get rewarded for, and
that's number 3 early on her.
yeah. And again, we talked about that in the first half, Ashton. You know, with Abby having those quick 2 fouls, you know, you want to try to get her off the floor by creating the third. And you know, as good as Abby is as a defender, I do think that is an advantage with the veteran Michaela Trombley down low, and I'm just going to keep feeding her until they find a way to stop it. And you know, there's a lot of actions you can run from post entry. You know, whether you want to run a Laker cut inside out, you can run a second cut from the opposite side. You know, lots of things you can do from the post entry. So you can run split action screen up top, where you gotta they screen the opposite player who cuts to the basket, and the other player flare cuts. So I mean, man, there's so many options out of post entry. I think that's got to be a staple of the Colts offense. And a nice job there by Burrows getting the offensive rebound off the miss. And she puts it in for 2, and that's another key basket for the Colts. And Ashton, we talked about it. Other players got to step up in Mia Lumaranta's absence, and so far Burrows is doing that for the Colts.
KORAH, they're doing a good job moving their feet on defense here and getting in front of the offensive player here and cutting them off. That's a good that's another good defensive possession there for KORAH.
Absolutely, and here comes Delaney Elliott now, looking for Maddie Pelche at the nail, but nice job there by Carrillo to intercept that. And you can't be lazy with your passes against this St. Mary's defense. Their hands are very active, and Zachary doesn't miss often from 3, but that one's in and out. And back come the Colts.
And look at the size mismatch Trombley has there on that block.
Yeah,
you got to get that ball to her.
Yeah, you certainly do. And here come the Knights now. Carrillo kicks it out to Zachary. Zachary drives, and her shot's off the mark, rebounded nicely by Delaney Elliott. And like you said, Coach, you know, I'm just getting it inside all game. I'm just going to keep feeding it inside and go to work on Edgar. And
she's looking
See
for
what
it
happens.
too.
And she wants, Michaela wants that ball. He can't get it to her. And nice steal there by Delaney Elliott. Little sloppy there by the Knights so far here in the second half. A little bit too much standing around by the KORAH offense too, and not really manipulating the deep. There it is. There it is. All day.
Oh,
Nice defensive job there by Edgar on the denial, and Merlino does, there you go. So Merlino does a nice job there attacking what we call the kill zone, just on the other side of the free throw line. An early kick out to Delaney Elliott, and a little zealous on the defensive end, and we've got a foul. And we'll get another baseline out of bounds play, and these plays are huge. We saw some easy baskets by the Knights in the earlier game, and there's another good opportunity, and that's going to be two. Are you going to call it shooting?
I think they called her on the floor. Yeah, but the start of the second half here, KORAH come out seem much more determined. St. Mary's seemed maybe a little lackadaisical here, and KORAH's come out focused, and they've controlled play for pretty much the entirety of this third quarter so far.
Oh, for sure. And a little sloppy on that pass, but it's recovered by Merlino. Looks to get it inside, inside out. There you go. That's the shot you want. And unfortunately, a little strong, but I mean, again, you looked at the inside out from the post entry, and you're getting some wide open looks. So it looks like Coach Barrett and company have done a nice job preparing the girls against this 2-3 zone. They're certainly getting the looks that they want, and unfortunately, it's just not falling. So if I'm Coach Zagordo, I got to make a decision on, certainly if the game gets closer and whether you want to stick with the 2-3, but so far it's been a good start here for the Colts in the second half.
KORAH's broken it. They just haven't had the baskets fall yet. That's pretty much been it.
Nice job there by Jaremko. What a beautiful job by Jaremko to attack again. We call it the kill zone, just on the other side, and she does a nice job of exploding into the key and then making the right read and executing, and just a nice bounce pass to Edgar, and she's going to be rewarded with 2 free throws. We'll take this opportunity for a quick shout out to Coach Katie Hamilton, back in the Sioux, coaching the Algoma U women's team, and I know she is a huge fan of Saultsports and the coverage that Jay and company do here of all sports, but especially basketball here. And Katie is coaching the Lady Thunderbirds this weekend at Lakehead University, and a lot of times she enjoys the game from the comfort of her couch, but tonight she's here watching the game live, and so shout out to Coach Hamilton and good luck this weekend in Thunder Bay. Molly Watson with that big rebound, and a great job by Molly there, making it a one-and-done situation for the Knights. And here's Elliott now, getting it at the nail, inside now to Tremblay, and she just can't get it to the left hand to go, and another turnover here. Yeah, it was tipped, so it's going to remain KORAH basketball. And KORAH has to continue to get good looks to try to, lessen the lead here. And you can't turn. Oh. You gotta make better passes against this athletic Mary's team, and a beautiful job by Jaremko to get the steal. And Elliott working hard on the defensive end. Bagley tries to drive, loses the ball. She's open. Shot is up, and just a little strong. Back to Tremblay, who now tries to slow it down for the Colts. Man, if I'm Michaela Tremblay, I'm just attacking that nail and going to work one-on-one against Edgar, and we'll see what happens here. But she can certainly flash the zone. There she is. She flashes. Looks. She wants that ball down low. Yeah, Colts doing a good job with patience. The shot goes up, and it's in. 3, boom! Elliott for 3, and it's now a 7-point ball game.
And with that, yeah, I was gonna say, KORAH's closed the gap to single digits. They're winning this quarter 5-0 right now. They've been defensively extremely stout and clean too. They've only had 1 foul this quarter.
That's a travel. Well, again, great job defensively. Maddie Pelche that time with some help from Tremblay doing a great job in forcing the turnover. And man, you said it, Ashton, the defense here has been the story for the Colts. A little bit of a reversal. So I don't know if I'm Coach Zagordo and they start to creep back in and giving some of his girls a rest here, they might want to come back with the pressure they had in the first half, because it certainly seemed to put the Colts at a disadvantage with that pressure.
She wants that ball there, yeah.
She wants it for sure. There she is. She's got it inside, and the foul. Nice job there by Tremblay, and she's going to be rewarded with 2 more free throws. And I mean, Ashton, it just has to be the answer. I mean,
she's got to take advantage of it right here too. She's 0 for 4 right now from the line. She's got to take advantage of these free throws. But if I'm Coach Zagordo, I want me to get a timeout here and talk to my team. They seem to be a little bit out of sorts here from where they were in the first half.
bet my house on this one. She's making it. Hey, I'm not homeless. I'm not homeless. Tremblay makes her first free throw, and now the lead is cut. Well, great answer by the Knights. Right back for 2 of her own is number 24, Grace Agawa, and that's her first 2 of the ball game. So a great answer by the Knights to stop the bleeding there.
Get it back to her on the block.
There she is. She's got a mismatch. There, and one. You're not going to win that matchup. I mean, Martina Pucci is just a fantastic athlete and a good defender in her own right, but you're just not going to size up.
She's just outsized there.
Yeah, I mean that's the mismatch you're looking for, and we call that there's a mouse in the house, and certainly taking advantage of that size matchup. And again, as an offensive team, you're just looking for those mismatches and advantages, and certainly KORAH is taking advantage of their size right now in the second half. Withers now, nice pass with the left hand over to Jaremko. Jaremko to Pucci. Defense doing a great job here, keeping the Knights offensive players in front of them. And Watson now on Pucci. She uses her speed to get around Watson, and a nice rebound there by Elliott. Back come the Colts, down 6, 33 seconds left to go in the third quarter. They could have got a 2-for-1 possession there, but there's Pelche open. She can make that just a little strong, and back come the Knights. It's Jaremko, nice attempt there.
If I'm KORAH, I know that was an open shot, but if I'm KORAH, I don't know if I go away from what's working. And you get that down to her on the block and let her eat until they stop it.
I don't disagree. So 18.1 seconds left here in the third quarter. Knights up by 6. An opportunity here for the Colts. I'm looking for a last shot here, so I'm looking to move it around, be patient against this 2-3 zone. And again, I'm just swinging it, getting it inside. You gotta get it inside to her. Shot is up. Just long by Elliott. Great opportunity. And
it's good if it goes.
Withers with an attempt. She ended the first quarter with a late 3. She couldn't get that one to fall. And after 3 quarters, it's 21-15.
KORAH gets back and cut the lead in half there in this quarter. See if they get it all the way back here in the fourth. But at this time, we just like to take a second here. And we would like to thank our corporate champions here on Superior Catholic District School Board, Northern Sports Excellence, freeze frame photos by Bob Davies, Wendy's of Sault Ste. Marie, Team Essentials, Maximus Rose, the Elite 8 Basketball Academy, and True House Sports and Radio, and also Wendy's and Team Essentials have teamed up with Saultsports.com to honor the high school's top athletes of the games. When Sault Sports streams their games for regular and postseason games, a player from each team will be picked, and the winners will receive a Wendy's gift card and a Team Essentials Team Athlete Player of the Game.
I'm also going to take this opportunity to recognize a major sponsor here at Sault Sports for these high school girls and boys basketball. It's the Elite 8 Basketball Academy. The Elite 8 Basketball Academy offers numerous programs for skill development for our athletes from grade SK to senior varsity. Currently running a junior NBA program. The program is designed by Canada Basketball, and it's a fantastic program for grades 1 to 6. So if you have a youngster who wants to get better at basketball, have them enjoying the team at Elite 8 Basketball at Sault College. Just go to elite8basketball.com. Sorry, yeah, elite8basketball.com, and check out the registration form. You can register at any time. There's 12 weeks in the program, so go ahead and do that. Also, Elite 8's launched their U14 boys and girls basketball teams, so that is underway as well. Beautiful job by Withers. Can't get it to fall. Also, with the Elite 8 Basketball Academy, they're running a shooting and finishing school for all varsity girl basketball players, so that runs every Sunday as well. And also a boys high school prep program is being run right now. So certainly lots of opportunities to develop and improve. So check out Elite 8 Basketball on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and at elite8basketball.com. Back to the action here early. Both teams getting early opportunities. Nice defense there by Burrows, and she gets the rebound, and back comes Merlino and the Colts. There's that screen we were looking for earlier. Delaney with a couple of screens. She gets the ball back. They're looking to get it inside now to Watson.
There's a size difference in there too. I don't know if 51s they look for offensively, but there's a pretty big size mismatch they had under the basket there.
There she is. Here's Burrows with the hook and the finish. That's her move.
It's a nice little turnaround hook there from her.
Yeah, she's been working on her low post game, and she's working on her finishes, and she does just that. And, boom! Magley for three. And a nice answer by the Knights. After the two from Burrows, the answer from Magley, and the lead is back up to 7.
And here's that pressure from Marys again to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we thought they'd go back to that. It certainly worked for them in the first half, and KORAH started to get some rhythm there offensively in the third quarter, and again, a little bit of pressure, even when it's not there, causes some silly turnovers, and Delaney certainly wants that back.
And I think a timeout here from KORAH's head coach to discuss what just happened.
Yeah, Coach Williams with a good timeout there. You don't want any more silly turnovers with 6 minutes left to go. 7 points certainly attainable, and that seems to be the the best way for the Knights is to keep that pressure on and wear them down physically and mentally. And we'll see if Coach Zagorda wants to keep that pressure on to end the game. And I think early in the season maybe Coach felt he couldn't do it for the full 32 minutes, but certainly wanting to come back out here in the fourth quarter with that pressure. And we'll see how the Colts handle it with their short bench. And with 6:09 left to go in the fourth quarter, Ashton, we're in for a great finish.
Yeah, and I'm curious how long KORAH is going to keep Michaela Tremblay on the bench here. They're going to need her down the stretch, but she, like you said, with that short bench, she needs a little bit of breathing time. So I probably expect to see her probably go to the table here, probably right out of this timeout.
Yeah, you're not going to leave 33 on the bench for long, for sure. And I think the answer now is Elizabeth Burrows. You want to get her some opportunities. And again, I'd look to have Merlino up top, giving the ball down low to Delaney Elliott as well, because she's going to have a mismatch. So we'll see what they do here. And Pucci looks to shoot it. She decides not to. She gives it to Magley, who's off the mark, and rebounded there nicely by Pucci. She fights for it, but then she just turns the ball over, and Olar now gets it to Elliott. And Elliott, with that size advantage, has the ball over to Merlino. There she is. Now she looks to curl, finds Olar. Nice pass, and nice job by Burrows. Man, that was just a great offensive possession all the way around for the Colts. And a great job by Burrows getting that offensive rebound, and she's going to be rewarded with 2. First one's off the mark. These free throws are going to be huge down the stretch.
I was going to say KORAH's missed about 7 or 8 that would have.
There it is. She makes the second one. It's down to 6. Grace Agawa to inbound it here, and here comes Jaremko. Nice move. Big kick out. Open three. Boom!
That's 2 for her. Yeah.
What a beautiful job by Abby Jaremko. She drives the 45, kicks it out to Megley, and her 3 is good, and the lead is back up to 9. And there's a great job by Burrows again. We talked about her. She's got to step up in Lou Maranta's absence, and she's done exactly that. She's been the best player on the floor throughout this game, and she gets her team back in it. And now it's a nice job by the Knights with their offensive rebound, and she's going to be fouled by Pelche. You know, Abby Jaremko is a grade 11 athlete. It's her first year in senior, and it looks like she's grown a little bit from last year, and she's certainly an extremely athletic athlete, and definitely someone they're going to lean on down the stretch with her leadership. And as a young player, is really impressed how she's been the leader on the offense and really quarterbacking the St. Mary's team. And a nice steal there by Tremblay. Nice feed to Maddie Pelche. She does a nice job kicking it back out. She didn't have anything there. And there it is. Good look. Just off the mark. Rebounded nicely by, oh, that's a big foul there on Tremblay. A nice job by Agawa securing that rebound. That might be number 3 on Tremblay.
I think that might have been more of a frustration foul, too, after missing that shot.
4:24 left to go in the game. Knights up by 7, 27-20. And it's Pucci now getting over to Megley. Megley swinging it over patiently over to them, and now it's Mizuka. Sorry, Zachary now. She gets it to Grace. It's deflected by Olar, and it'll be a sidelines out of bounds play. Ashton distracted me over here, showing me the score of the Blue Jays game.
Down 4-0.
You don't want to upset me here, Coach. Let's stick to the basketball. I'll have to be upset after the game is over. Oh. Beautiful pass. That time by Zachary. Wow, beautiful pass and finish there. It's Agawa for 2, and it's a 9-point ball game.
That was 27 seconds of really good defense, and then
there's a foul there on Jaremko and
that physicality really stepped up again in the 4th quarter here. 3rd quarter, it seemed to ease off a little bit. They're back. They're banging again.
Yeah, it's very deflating when you play great defense for those 27 seconds, and then Zachary with a beautiful job finding a crease and then an open player on the weak side, and you're going to need your best to be their best when their best is required, and certainly the Knights are getting that from their players here late in the 4th quarter, and Tremblay now is going to get it out of bounds, and I really like the adjustment that Coach made in regards to the out of bounds plays. You need a veteran back there to inbound it, not make those mistakes. And here's Merlino for an open 3, just off the mark. That's the shot she wanted, just couldn't get it to fall. And Zachary now looking to hit ahead on the fast break. She hits Jaremko, and she's fouled, and she will go to the line for 2. But again, just great basketball here by the Knights. You get the defensive rebound, you look to hit on the hit ahead in transition, and they had the open player, and Jaremko goes hard to the basket and is now rewarded for 2 free throws. And good sound basketball here by both teams, and see if Jaremko can make a couple free throws. She makes the first one, increases the lead to 10.
Good of both.
2 clutch free throws from Jaremko. Increases the lead to 11 and gives Abby McKnight an opportunity to play with the foul trouble she has. And it's big to get her back in the game. When you're trying to get some points to get back in it, and you got to face some more low post pressure, and just another turnover and finish by Agawa. Nice job by Grace on the finish, and now it's a 12-point game with 3:15 left, and KORAH's going to have to score early and often, and just another great job by defense. It's been the answer here in the 4th quarter for the Knights, and kick out there to Magley. Dremko with the pump fake. She loves that move
Oh.
and can't get the layup to go, and back come KORAH. And deflected off of Delaney Elliott's hands and out of bounds. So, man, this St. Mary's defense has certainly turned it up, Ashton, in the fourth quarter, and it was a difference. It was the difference earlier. Coach Zagorda wanting a timeout.
I think he's looking for a timeout.
He still kind of wants a timeout. He's kind of begging but not getting it. But he'll get a timeout if he wants it on the next stoppage of play. And there's Jaremko now. Nice little pass to Magley, who can't get it to fall. And KORAH's going to need some offense early and see if Delaney can get it there. And Viviana Merlino with the ball now. Kicks it back to Elliott, looking to get it inside to Tremblay, and the pass is just off the mark and off the hands of Tremblay and out of bounds.
This, I don't know, this looks like it might be the result of the physical 3 quarters taking a little bit of effect here on KORAH. They seem to be a little tired here, and they seem to now just be a step behind, and the offense is just slowed down just a pace.
Yeah, 100%. Actually, that's a great point. I mean, the Colts have been shorthanded. They only have 8 total players. They're missing 3 girls due to rolled ankles, and you know, a big player on their team obviously is Mia Lumaranta, and she's unable to play today because of that rolled ankle. And you know, it's we talked about all game long how this game has been so physical, and you know, when you take the intensity of a Lumaranta and have her on the bench, it's like the effect that losing oh my goodness. I'll get back to that thought after, but Noble, losing Noble last year for St. Mary's, you know, what an impact she has for their team last year. And so when you lose a huge piece of the puzzle here for the Colts, it's going to be an uphill battle all game. And like you said, it's starting to take the toll physically and mentally, and you got to give St. Mary's credit for that. I mean, that defense is draining when you're constantly facing it all game long, and the Knights gave them a little bit of a break in the third quarter, alleviating some of that pressure, but now the pressure's back on, and it's really taking their toll, and on both sides of the floor for the Colts. Nice job here by the Knights. Being patient on offense, letting that clock go down, which is what they want with the lead, and she attacks the kill zone, gets it back out, and open 3 off the mark. Rebounded nicely by McKnight. Back comes Elliott. Burrows gets fouled. So Ashton and I are discussing the players of the game for both teams, and certainly lots of honorable mentions here for both teams. And Ashton, when you look at the Knights and the play of Abby Jaremko and Sienna Magley, certainly strong games by them. McKnight and Zachary also playing well, and here's some good ball movement by all those players. And then when you look at KORAH, you know, Tremblay was just so, what did I say? Sienna? Sorry, Peyton Magley. When you see, there's too many Magleys, Jay.
Yeah.
And then when you look on the other side with Michaela Tremblay and Delaney and Burrows all having strong games. Certainly a lot of people that are certainly worthy of it. But we're going to go with Magley from St. Mary's. Just a great game all the way around. Certainly making some big shots for her team. And on the other side, we're going to go with Michaela Tremblay, she's got the ball now and been up strong all game. And when you look at the impact she's had on both sides of the floor, they look to get the ball to her early and often. You certainly could have picked Burrows as well, Coach, but The players of the game for today is going to be Peyton Magley for the Knights and Michaela Tremblay for the Colts.
Yeah, congratulations to both. And Peyton Magley there, when KORAH was creeping in, was 27-20, and she made those 2 big threes to really pretty much put the game out of reach for KORAH here. And Michaela Tremblay, she's been an absolute warrior tonight. She's been a warrior on offense. She's been a warrior on defense. She's giving it all.
Yeah, those threes, Coach, certainly made the difference in this game. We have a tight game, 6 points, 6 points. It's been it was like that for most of the second half, and then boom, 2 big threes, and then it's 12. And again, you certainly could have picked Abigail Dremko. She had a strong game leading this team as well. And it was certainly a much closer game than the final score will indicate. But just a great job by the Knights defense taking over this game in the fourth quarter. And certainly a valiant effort by an undermanned team here in the Colts. And it's going to be these 2 teams all year long, Ashton, and certainly they're going to have an opportunity to play each other in Aurelia. So again, safe travels for both of these teams as they travel to Aurelia. And let's bring home a gold and silver from that tournament. And if they bring this grit down there, it'll certainly travel well. So congratulations to the Knights on a great second week win. And good luck, ladies, this weekend. And we are certainly looking forward to seeing great basketball in the future. The final score here at KORAH, the Knights 35 and the Colts 20. My name is Ryan Lillington. I'm here with Ashton Young. In the booth is Jay Hauslander. And on the camera is Chris Carr, superstar. Stay tuned for some more local action as the Saultsports.com will be covering Algoma U basketball, Algoma U soccer, hockey. They do it all here at Saultsports. So
High school football tomorrow, no?
High school football tomorrow and Friday. So Jay Hauslander and crew are covering everything, and rightfully so. These athletes deserve it. So we'll be signing off here at KORAH Collegiate. Thanks for tuning in, and certainly watch the replays. Good night, and